Okay guys, we're gonna do top 100 best Spongebob episodes. Okay guys, so let's start off with the ranking with number 100. Number 100 is Pranks a Lot. Pranks a Lot is from season 3. It's the final episode of season 3, though in airing order it's not the final episode of season 3. Though it is a good episode, I give you that. I think it's better than Fools in April, but there are some parts where I don't like. I don't like the scene of this Puff's house, or Squidward's house. Yeah, I didn't like the scenes. Overall, the entire episode is really funny, and yeah, I love. Oh yeah, one joke. Host 99. Love that squid. This is probably what people call a ripoff, or not really, of Krusty Love, but I actually adore this episode. It's a really simple premise on Squidward falling in love, but she's not like taking it so seriously, because there are some funny moments like the tinkle scene or some jokes SpongeBob telling Squidward where to go, and Patrick's scene. Yeah, sure, Patrick has nothing to do with this episode after all, but he provides a little bit of comedy in this one. Number 98 is Snowball Effect. Now, that's what people call higher on this list. Now, I actually wanted this to be higher on the list, but there are actually other episodes I actually more enjoyed than this. I don't wonder if this episode is actually a sequel to Christmas Who or something. 97, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. This is the first episode featuring them, and yeah, this is Ernest Borgnine's and Tim Conway's first role in Mermaid and Barnacle Boy in the series, and yeah, sad that those two died. I love the actors. 96, Safe Deposit Crabs. Now, this episode has a really simple premise when Mr. Krabs gets trapped in a bank vault with SpongeBob and Patrick try to rescue him, but it doesn't take itself seriously because, in some ways, it makes you have fun with the plot. Yeah. Overall, this is a great episode overall. 95. This is an unpopular opinion or not. This is 95. You don't know Sponge. Okay, don't grab your pitchforks or anything. I know Patrick's acting like a jerk in this episode. I know that the episode's boring and yeah, whatever. But this episode is actually really funny. It has some really nice moments, and especially that ending. 94, Squid's Day Off. This is an overrated episode, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I actually want this episode to be a little bit higher on the list, like number 8. But since it's kind of a little bit boring some parts, yeah, I think it would be better as number 94. 93 is Krabby Land. Now this and Morgan Krabs are two of the most overhated episodes of season 3. I love Krabby Land. Though Mr. Krabs is actually like a jerk, and yeah, this episode is not bad, and yeah, it has like really good characters. And Mr. Krabs gets his comeuppance, yeah. Number 92, Krabby Road. I used to confuse this episode when I got the Spongegus DVD. I thought Krabby Road was actually Krabby Land, and yeah, we watched both these episodes and actually figured out the Krabby Road is actually a different plot. Krabby Road is not really involved in the Krusty Krab that much. It's actually about Plankton tricking SpongeBob and Patrick and Squidward that he has a band to steal the crab by secret formula. I actually like this plot. Though being a still Plankton episode, that's a really good plot. Same as Fear the Crab Bite in season 4. Number 91, Jailbreak. Now, you don't expect this one to be on the list, or even expect this one to be that low. I adore this episode. Not as much as how others may adore it, but yeah, I really like this episode due to the plot and yeah, the characters. I like Plankton's plan on jailbreaking because prison, bringing in mates to Krusty Krab. 90, Bubble Troubles. This is a really interesting concept with Sandy losing up oxygen due to thanks to SpongeBob and Patrick. Yeah, it's a really good idea and a really good story, and yeah, good characters. 89, Snail Mail. This is probably a ripoff, or not really, Dying for a Pie, not really for me. Yeah, it's not really a ripoff. There are some good moments in this episode, like the training sequence or the climax at the end. Yeah, my favorite scene is the climax at the end with the plane. Yeah, it's actually revealed that Patrick was the pen pal all along. Number 88 is Bubble Stand. Now, Bubble Stand is a really interesting idea for an episode. The plot of the episode is SpongeBob opening up opening a store where we can blow bubbles. Now, this episode is It's actually really funny, really creative, and yeah. And there's no flaws in this one. 87 Krabby Patty Creature Feature. Now, this is a Halloween special. Sorry for your noises in the background, guys. This is a Halloween special of season 11, and it's not very gross or anything such as people say, but this one's really good. It's the first good gross out episode, together with Nasty Patty. 86 Sensation Insanity. A bunch of people don't consider this one to be one of the best, but this is a better version of Keep Bikini Bottom Beautiful, because that episode was trash. Yeah, kind of funny that I think that episode was trash, but sorry if you hear noises in the background, guys. Yeah. Sorry if you hear noises in the background, guys. 85 Treats. Treats was a really good Gary episode. And, cut. Number 85, not to be Treats. Treats is a really good episode regarding Gary. Sorry if you hear noises in the background, guys. Treats is a really good episode with a really good execution of the story. We moved here because, well, my aunt told me to move here because, we had changed locations. Okay. Number 8, Treats. Treats is a really good Gary episode. This is not the only Gary episode on this list. Don't worry, guys. This is not the only one. Sure, there are some parts where Gary can get annoying, like with the meow gag. And all of the scene where Patrick talks with Spongebob, yeah. But overall, it's a really enjoyable episode and kind of be relatable. Number 84 has to be Chatterbox Gary, a plot that would have been better if it was used in season 3. Because most Gary episodes are not really that interesting or anything. This one actually is interesting. It involves Gary getting a pet translation collar so that he can speak and let everyone know. Yeah. Know what he's talking about. Yeah. Number 83 has to be Rockabye by Valve. This is something that I was confused. Where is Gary in the episode? Sure, he comes up with some gags, and sure, he is an episode, but not that much. What happened with him? Where is he? Anyways, this is a really enjoyable episode, and yeah, it's better than the sister episode, maybe. Crab Board. Number 82 has to be Tunnel of Blood. This is another overrated episode of season 7. Now, I actually enjoyed this episode together with You Don't Know Sponge. This has a really interesting premise on SpongeBob and Pearl being trapped in the Tunnel of Blood while they're trying to survive. Yeah, it's a really nice story, and yeah, it's got good characters. Number 81 is to be Dying for a Pie. Dying for a Pie is a good episode on paranoia. Squidward's paranoia that SpongeBob might die after he ate a pie which has bombs in it. And it has a good premise and executes itself pretty well. Number 80 has to be Patrick Man. Yeah, Patrick Man is a really good episode on superheroes. We don't really get superhero stuff besides Merman and Barnacle Boy stuff, but this was a good episode, and this is the end of the Merman and Barnacle Boy saga. Sure, Merman Begins has ended the Merman and Barnacle Boy episodes. This is the true end to Merman and Barnacle Boy episodes because this is the last episode where Merman and Barnacle Boy talk. Sure, Merman returns, they make non-speaking cameos, so is Small Girl Pearl. But yeah, they don't really make appearances in other episodes anymore. Number 79, Plankton's Pet. Plankton's Pet is a really cute episode dealing with Plankton and his pet Spot. I already did a first video on this one, so go check that out if you want to see more of my opinion on that episode. 78, No Hype for Pat. No Hype for Pat is a good Patrick episode. Sure, it's a little bit similar to Big Bang Loser. I don't even consider it rip-off. I consider Pet Nape actually being a rip-off of Big Bang Loser. Yeah, it's a nice story and good characters. And yeah, I think the characters are the best part of this episode. And there's some good comedy here too, like the twirling of the sign gag. Number 77 has to be, overrated as it is, Sandcastles in the Sand. Sandcastles in the Sand is a really good fight episode. Sure, it's somewhat overrated by a lot of people. And sure, it can't. And sure, some parts can get online movies a little bit like in a scene plus. Yeah, it has nice battles and yeah, it's one of the best episodes of season 6 and I highly recommend it to some people. To a lot, yeah. 76, Life Insurance. Life Insurance is another SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward episode. Sure, they've done this before with Snowball Effect and Idiot Box. This one's actually pretty enjoyable and way better than Snowball Effect in my opinion. 75 Club SpongeBob. Okay, this is an episode not regarding about SpongeBob having a club or anything, or friends that are having a club against SpongeBob. It's actually a club with SpongeBob inviting Patrick to his club. But then when Squidward comes into the treehouse, and next they all fly away, and next they're stuck in the jungle. Sure, the conch gag can kind of get a little bit annoying sometimes. Sure, there's the parts where it kind of slow, but overall it's a really enjoyable episode with a really hint of creativity from the first 2 seasons. 74 Miss Puffy Fire. This and its sister episode, Krusty Towers, are some of the most enjoyable episodes of Season 4. Season 4 has more underrated episodes in Season 5 and Season 6. Because it has some underrated episodes like Once Bitten or That's No Lady. It's a nice story and it's way better than SpongeBob You're Fired. 73 Mermaid Man Begins. This is the origin of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Now, we got episodes called Back to the Past, which sure has Mermaid and Barnacle Boy in the past, but didn't really focus on their origins. This, in my opinion, is a way better version of that episode. It has a nice origin story and some parts can be funny. 72 Christy Love. I watched this episode back to back due to how being funny Mr. Crab attacks. Especially the scene where he's at Mr. Bob's house. There's too many jokes in this one. 71 Mermaid and Barnacle Boy 3. This is the 3rd installment of the Mermaid and Barnacle Boy saga. There's some nice hint of creativity in some scenes, and sure, we don't see Small Patrick as superheroes that much in this episode, and they're nice house sitter, yes. And Mermaid and Barnacle Boy don't even appear in this episode. Sure, they appear in the beginning and don't appear at all in the end. But it's actually nice to see a Mermaid and Barnacle Boy episode without them being in an episode that much. 70 Employee of the Month. I mean, I'm not describing this episode in one word. Perfect, yeah. It's a perfect episode. With 0 flaws, and it's a nice battle between SpongeBob and Squidward going to the Krusty Krab, and I like the fight scene with them trying to I'm telling Mr. Krab that there might be the Employee of the Month yet. 69 Chef Bob. Chef Bob is a better version of the terrible Season 4 episode Squidward. That's a terrible episode. This is a really good episode on the Krusty Krab now having a puppet being Chef Bob, which insults people with his comedy. And there's even a nice fight scene, which I won't tell. 68 for Zoo. This is the first episode involving the zoo. We got episodes like Smoky Peanut or The String or Not Normal, which has the zoos there. But they don't really focus on them. But this is the first episode that to really focus on the zoos. And sure, it's a different zoo than the other zoos that you see in the show, like the Bikini Bottom Zoo. Yeah, it's a really nice setting for its story. 67 Surf and Turf. This might seem a little bit weird for a title, because it's not really a surfing competition episode. It's more on a sandy episode regarding about ships in the bottles. And sure, it has some nice comedy bits there, but overall, the title doesn't make sense. 66 Naughty Nautical Neighbors. This is a nice story on friends now becoming enemies, and now one neighbor is the only one left, and next they start to befriend that neighbor, and next the neighbors are tired of that person. Yeah, it's sort of like I explained in a few minutes, but its execution doesn't feel bad. 65 Escape from Beneath Love World. This is the first episode of 2020, and I'd say it's a really good first episode for 2020. Because the final episode for 2019 was The Hankering. This one came out in 2019. In 2020. It has a really good premise on SpongeBob Patrick being trapped in a globe world and trying to find a way to escape it. Also trying to find a way to stop a kid who's causing trouble. Yeah. 64, The Allergy Solves Meter. This is a really good Plankton Mr. Krabs episode, where Plankton switches lives with Mr. Krabs. And yeah, it's just a really nice story, and they should have done this in season 2. 63, High Sea Diving. High Sea Diving really has an interesting premise, where SpongeBob becoming the first sponge to go up the surface, even though you see SpongeBob going to the surface sometimes before, like rodeo days or pressure. Yeah, this has a nice story on becoming the first sponge to go up from the surface. And sure, Bikini Bobs can get kind of dumb in some parts, with them believing that it's actually Neptune selling all the gifts. It's actually Old Jenkins and SpongeBob selling all the gifts because they fall down to the surface. Fall down to Bikini Bottom. 62, The Bad Guy Club for Villains. The Bad Guy Club for Villains is a really nice past episode of Mermaid Barnacle Boy. Like I said with Mermaid Begins, this is a nice Mermaid Barnacle Boy episode. With Mama Patrick watching the VHS that they bought. And yeah, there's some really nice fight scene, especially in the hotel scene. 61, The Incredible Shrinking Sponge. This title is actually a parody of the Incredible Hulk. This is actually a really nice episode on SpongeBob shrinking down to this size, and next time trying to find a way how to live away like a tiny person. And the ways of doing this episode is creative, and it doesn't feel like rip-off, and it's a better version of the season 6 episode called Giant Squidward. 60 is a classic season 8 episode being Planet of the Jellyfish. Yeah, I wish this episode is kind of overrated a little bit. Not too overrated, but kind of. This has a really good premise on aliens coming to Bikini Bottom and invading town, which SpongeBob is saying to save it. And it doesn't feel like a rehashed plot from other cartoons. It has its own story, and yeah, it's a nice way in defeating them with mayonnaise. Yeah, I spoiled that part. 59, Texas. It's a really good Sandy episode. We don't see Sandy episodes too much in season 1, but this is a really nice episode to have for the viewers to watch. And also the song is actually pretty good. 58, Frankendoodle. This episode is on people's list on the top 10 maybe. I put this number 58 because it's there's some classic lines, but overall some parts kind of feels like a invasion type story, and it doesn't feel kind of fresh. Sure, there's some parts where it kind of feels nice and feels classic. Overall, I just consider this one not worse than the sequel. 57 is a sequel episode to Frankendoodle's Doodle Dimension. I originally put this one on number 19 on my list, but I changed it up to 57. This is a really good premise on SpongeBob Patrick being trapped in an alternate dimension where everything they can draw has come to life. It has a nice story and it has nice fight scenes, and I wish this one has been a 22-minute special, because we never got one with Doodle Bob. 56, Plankton's Old Chum. This is what people consider the Christmas episode of season 12, and I agree and disagree. In one part, yes, because it involves some Chum Day and it's a parody of Christmas, and on the other hand, it's mostly SpongeBob dumping trash on chum on people's property, and it doesn't feel like Christmas special. And on the other half, it can be, and on the other half, it can't be. So overall, it's a pretty cool episode. 55, My Pretty Seahorse. This is another episode where it's a friend episode. We got friend episodes a lot in SpongeBob. Episodes like Cody Hugs or Lighthouse Louie are episodes relating to friendship. And sure, some episodes can be good, some can be bad, like Big Sister Sam. And I actually like this one. So, this is probably the best of the friend episodes. It has a nice story, and SpongeBob befriending a seahorse makes Mr. Krabs telling SpongeBob to let the seahorse go because it belongs in the wild. Yeah, Mr. Krabs is a nice father figure in this episode. 54, Whale Watching. This has a really unique plot on the Squidward babysitting Pearl inside SpongeBob. If it's SpongeBob, then it might be a rehashed team up from the Tunnel Club. This has a really decent combo on Squidward and Pearl. And sure, Mr. Krabs only appears in the beginning, doesn't appear in the end. Yeah, it's a nice story. 53 is Suction Cup Symphony. I adore the concept of this episode than the actual middle half of the episode. I do like all the jokes in this episode regarding to music. I like the joke on Patrick's butt being broken. Yeah, all the jokes are actually kind of like, with only one flaw. The jokes that Patrick's joke on, yeah, that joke's kind of draggy. 52 sold. Soul is actually a really good idea. Sure, it doesn't need to be made and it's not needed, but it's a really nice idea on Spongebob Patrick believing that their houses have been sold by a fish. Yeah, which I won't say his name. 51, Patrick the Game. This is a really nice idea on Patrick actually inviting all his friends, not really all his friends, but some of his friends to play the game. And it's a really nice idea on games. And yeah, sure. And yeah, I like the gag with Squidward. Yeah, Squidward has some really decent lines in this episode. 50, the Zeros of Bikini Bottom. This has a really nice story on the formula being sent on the toilet and now on the sewers now, which it's up for SpongeBob and Squidward to take it back. Yeah, and sure some some people might not like the subplot with Mr. Krabs, and it actually adds to the main story with them adding with the drain scene. 59, Just One Bite. Just One Bite is another Squidward episode, Obsession. Sure, we got episodes like Secret Box, yeah, which Idiot Box, yeah, which tentatively focuses on Squidward wants to do that thing, but lies to SpongeBob Patrick that's actually for babies. In reality, he actually likes that thing. So it's a nice story, has some good characters, and yeah, overall nice message on don't lie. Yeah. Also I love that gag on and you like cry by Squidward. 48, Scaredy Pants. Scaredy Pants is actually a special, not really special, but Halloween special for season 1. There's no episode of season 1 that I actually wished was 22 minutes. But yeah. In cartoons, mostly episodes of season 1 are not really specials. They're just mostly regular episodes. 47, Fun. Fun is another really good idea for an episode of SpongeBob and Plankton having fun, with Mr. Krabs finding out that Plankton's a bad guy the entire time, and he's doing this just for the formula. 46, The Getaway. This idea has been used in SpongeBob Beast Strangler, and I admit that episode's actually kind of better than that one. And this one has a real nice story on SpongeBob believing that the prisoner or inmate was actually his driving instructor. 45, SpongeBob Meets a Strangler. SpongeBob Meets a Strangler has a really nice idea on SpongeBob actually meeting a strangler, and next he's looking for a bodyguard, and that bodyguard tends to be that violent killer. It might be confusing in the plot department, but in the execution, it's actually really good. 44, Plankton Paranoia. This is a nice idea for an episode, since you got terrible episodes like One Course Meal. It's a nice episode. It's a good episode now, centered around Mr. Krabs instead of Plankton. If you get Plankton doing this, I guess it'd be pretty rough. Number 43, Mustard Remind. Mustard Remind has a really good idea on the Krusty Krab running on mustard, so it's up for SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward to go down the mine. Yeah, there's some creative things in this episode, like the mine having a train, or there's an escalator there in the train, in the mine. Yeah. 42, Krusty Towers. Krusty Tower has a really good idea on the Krusty Krab now turning the restaurant to a hotel. Sure, it has some dull scenes. Overall, this is a really good episode from start to finish. 41, Hello Bikini Bottom. Hello Bikini Bottom is a really good special on a tour. Sure, we got episodes, and we got musical episodes on other shows, and sure, Real Loud Music is probably better than this one. Yeah. 40, Sleepy Time. Sleepy Time is a really good dream-centric episode. We don't have episodes regarding about dreams, and there's an upcoming episode called Dream Hoppers. Yeah, it has several same plot to this one, and overall this one's a really enjoyable episode regarding about dreams. 39, Patrick's Coupon. This is an episode where Patrick actually being a good person. Since season 6 to 8 has Patrick being a bad person, this now redeems his character with Patrick buying SpongeBob ice cream. And I like the fight scenes with him and the Ice Cream King, and I like the paranoia animation. Yeah. 38, Library Cards. Library Cards is a really good concept on Patrick being smart. Sure, that was using Patrick Smart Pants. I admit this was way better than that episode, because the entire episode is kind of a bit depressing in some parts, and this one is actually really good. 37, Old Man Patrick. This episode has a really, not really good plot, but execution-wise, it's actually really good. So the plot of the episode is Patrick realizes he's actually kind of being an old man after getting wrinkles from swimming. Yeah, it's nice. It has a really bad story, but overall, execution is actually really good. 36, Merman and Barnacle Boy 5. This is the last installment in the Merman and Barnacle Boy series, and in seasons 1 to 3, and season 6 in season 4 they have Merman and Barnacle Boy 6, which I admit is actually a good episode, but it's actually worse than the 5th installment. I really love the 5th installment. That has the best scenes in the whole season. Has some greatest moments in season 3, and yeah. 35, Goodbye Krabby Patty. No, the special has a really dull title. The Krabby Patty's not gone. It just replaced with the Frozen Krabby Patty. I mean, Nickelodeon gotta work on the titles. This is a really good premise on now the Krusty Krab has replaced the real Krabby Patties with Frozen one. This is a nice story. 34 is another unpopular training not. Sorry if you see this on this, but 34, the Krusty Krab training video. You actually expected this one to be top 20, but I just put this top 40. But yeah, because there are episodes I actually enjoy more than this. 33, Shanghai. I already did a verse video on this one, and check that out to see more of this. 32, Spot Returns. I did a verse video on this one, so check that out first. 31, Larry's Gym. This is a really good story on Larry now opening a gym. Sure, we got episodes with Larry before with being SpongeBob 2D or Life in a Day. This is the first episode since season 3 where it tends to focus on a character who has never ever got an episode yet. I mean, ever. 30, Friend or Foe. This is an origin story on Mr. Krabs and Plankton's friendship. Rivalry, yeah. This is a really nice story and everything makes sense. It doesn't feel forced. 29, Grandmomster Word. Grandmomster Word has one more creative plot to SpongeBob and reuse some elements from previous episodes like Grandpappy the Pirate or Grammy's Secret Recipe or The Allergies Always Greener, and does better in all those episodes. Watch our scarce videos and can't forget why I like this episode. 28, Idiot Box. Idiot Box is a really good idea on Squidward being obsessed with a box that, yeah, it's a nice story. 27, Nasty Patty. This episode has the first episode to have Squidward not appear or probably has a day off in this one. Yeah, it's a nice story on Squidward and Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob poisoning a health inspector and they think he's dead, but actually he's alive. Good thing. 26, Pinocchio. This is a Disney SpongeBob parody on a Disney's tale. Pinocchio. This is a really good idea on now the SpongeBob crew take now the chance on telling the tale on a Disney tale before. 25, Have You Seen a Snail? I wanted to put this in the top 20, but there are some episodes I enjoy more than this one. 24, The Secret Box. This is a nice idea for an episode with Patrick being obsessed with the box and Patrick has a secret on it. And the secret's actually a picture of the embarrassing shot at the Christmas party. Yeah. 23, No Pictures Please. No Pictures Please has a really good plot on Patrick touring a fish in Bikini Bottom. And it is a parody on the Twilight Zone, and it's called The Tidal Zone. Yeah. 22 Mulder Pearl, the best episode of season 9. Entirely, yeah. It has Pearl taking the role now working. Now in more episodes, season 12, they'll tackle still on this idea on Pearl's loving a job at the mall. Yeah. In new episodes, it just feels like she doesn't even have a job at all. 21, The Girl's Gone. The Girl's Gone is one of those creative plots of SpongeBob. And yeah. Sure, it can get kind of predictable, but in execution-wise, yeah, it's really good. 20, Pizza Delivery. Now, this is another overrated episode, but I actually like this idea on SpongeBob and Squidward now are now selling your are now delivering a pizza to a customer which now they're lost in the desert. Now they have to find Bikini Bottom, and yeah, they go back to town. Next, Squidward gets the iconic moment in season 1. 18, Help Wanted, the pilot episode to our classic and silly show in Nickelodeon 1999. Yeah, it's a nice story, and SpongeBob being hired to Krusty Krab and doing a task. 17, Ghoul Rules. This is another episode I already did a verse video on, and please check it out. 16, A Cabin in the Kelp. This is a really nice story on the Kelp House Part 2. Sure, we got the Kelp House Part 1, and that was actually a pretty good episode. This Part 2 was even better. 15, The Legend of Bikini Bottom. Bikini Bottom is one of those creative plots that exist in. Yeah. 14, Night Patty. Watch the 30th video to know more of this. 13, Mimic Madness. Watch the 30th video too. 12, Squid Noir. 11, Dungeons and Dragons. Watch the 30th video. It'll show you the top 10 best episodes I have. Rip Pants, watch the 30th video. 9, Wet Painters, watch the 30th video. 8, My Leg, watch the 30th video to know more about my opinion on My Leg. 7, Perfect Chemistry. 6, For All Friends. 5, Christmas Food. 4, Scavenger Pants. 3, Chocolate Nuts. 2, Bang Geeks. And 1, SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blog. Check out the 30th video I made. Yeah, you'll probably see all those episodes there. 101, Pickles. This has a really good plot. SpongeBob not remembering anything because of Bubblebob's competition at the Krusty Krab. 102, The Smoking Peanut. This is a nice mystery episode on SpongeBob thinking that he was the one who made the climb-up set, and it's actually Mr. Krabs, and it's a nice twist. 103 has to be Crab War.